we're going to talk about the rootless chords, what they are, how they work, and how to use them. The rootless chords, as indicated in the name, are chords that do not contain the root, and these chords can be used in different situations. The most famous use case scenario is when we use them to create space for the bass when we play with a bass player. Since we no longer have to play the roots with the left hand, we can vacate the lower range of the keyboard, which is where the roots are, and leave that bottom range to the bass player. And then we can move our left hand up to the mid-range of the keyboard where we play our rootless chords. At the same time, that gives freedom to our right hand to play the melody, to play a solo, or play chord upper structures, which is when we play chords with two hands. Now, it is said that these chords were developed in the 1950s by pianists like Bill Evans, Wynton Kelly, and Ahmad Jamal. And before that, piano players used chord shells. Chord shells are when we outline the chords with the third and the seven, or sometimes root 3-7, root 5, root 5-7, which are the left-hand formulas we use when we play in the lower range of the keyboard. But the rootless chords gives us freedom from the confine of the lower range, because we are no longer chained to the roots. But what exactly are these rootless chords? Where can we find them? The rootless chords became kind of like a mystery in the world of piano playing. And that's because of a common misconception that it's created when we confuse the root with the tonic. We think of the root and the tonic as the same thing, when in fact they're not. We think that rootless means without the tonic, but that's not the case. The concept of rootless chords is actually way more simple than that. The rootless chords are the chords. It's when we play a chord without playing the bass note. The rootless chords are the four-note closed chords that we play with one hand in the lower mid-range of the keyboard. That's it. That's all the rootless chords are. They are the first chords they teach us when we learn jazz or modern harmony, which means they were in front of our noses the whole time. I'm sure that you're already familiar with them. Remember these chords? That's right. These are the mysterious rootless chords, just as they're written here. The reason why we couldn't learn how to play them is because of this misconception we have. We think, wait a minute, these can be the rootless chords because C major has C, D has D, E has E. Yes, that's true, but those are the tonic, not the roots. Nobody said anything about the tonic. They're not called tonicless, they're called rootless. The chord can in fact have the tonic. What it doesn't have is the root, but that's on the octave below. The root we are talking about here is the fundamental of the chord, which is the lowest expression of the tonic. We can't have anything below that. If we put a note below that, the chord changes and it becomes a different chord. That root is the fundamental. And that's the one we're talking about here. That's what we mean by rootless. I know, we're used to calling it the root. Even when it's a triad chord in the high octave, we call the first note the root, or we call the first position of a chord root position, but that's not what we mean by the root here. Here we're talking about the fundamental, which is the tonic, but on the octave below. Therefore, a rootless chord can in fact have the tonic. What it doesn't have is the root, but that's the fundamental note below. Now, let's play these chords. C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, B minor 7 flat 5. So when we play C major 7, this is in fact the C major 7 rootless chord. This note is a tonic. The root is the one below. Now, the root is a tonic, but a tonic is not necessarily a root. This other note is a tonic, but it's not the root. The root is the one below, which is a fundamental. So, when we play this chord, we're playing a C major 7 rootless chord. It has a tonic, but it doesn't have the fundamental root. C major 7 rootless chord. In essence, all we need to know is that these are our rootless chords. Okay, we might say, but these chords are not the jazz rootless chords, right? Yes, they are. These are in fact our jazz rootless chords. What happened is that in jazz, we play them within chord progressions, so the chords usually appear inverted, or we might be adding extensions. Let's say we have C major 7. We can play it from here, 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 or here. So now it no longer looks like the same chord, but it's still the same chord. C major 7, C major 7, C major 7, C major 7. And sometimes we might add extensions. Now, what happens when we add extensions? Since we only have 4 notes, if we want to add an extension, we have to replace one of the notes we have. Let's say we want to add the 9. Okay, the closest note to the 9 is a tonic. So we take out the tonic and we put the 9 on its place. And we get C major 9. Okay, we might say, but now that's not one of the regular chords, right? Actually, it is. If we pay attention, when we add the 9, we're actually playing an E minor 7. If we put the 7 on top, we get the regular E minor 7. So when we add the 9, we're extending from C major 7 to E minor 7. And this is the third chord on our list. But because we're playing it in a different inversion, we don't recognize it. But that's still an E minor 7, which gave us our C major 9. So then, we can play C major 7 or C major 9. They're both rootless chords, C major 7 with the tonic or C major 9 without the tonic. They're both rootless chords. So, in essence, these are our rootless chords. And they are the basis of everything we need to learn to play the jazz rootless chords. In short, the rootless chords are these 4-note chords in closest position, which we play with only one hand in the mid-range of the keyboard. Now, we can play them with the left hand, or we can play them with the right hand depending on the situation. If we don't have a bass player and we're accompanying a singer or some other instrument, then we play the rootless chords with our right hand and the roots with our left hand, like this. Or we can play the bass line. Now, if we have a bass player, we let the bass player take care of that, and we can play the rootless chords with our left hand. And then we can use the right hand to play the melody or solo. Or also we can formulate more complex chords by adding upper structures, like I hope this helps clarify the concept. Now that we know what the rootless chords are and how to use them, the next step would be learning how to play them, which is a 3-step process. First, we need to learn the shape of these chords in every key and in every inversion. Second, we need to learn how to play them with the extensions. And third, we need to learn how to play them within our chord progressions. If you'd like to learn that, you can find the videos at insidepiano.com. Registration is free and available from any device. If you like the video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Meanwhile, have fun with your practice, and I'll see you in the next video.